Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be the pilot episode of a new series I'm starting called Product Spotlight. In this series, I'm going to go over certain esoteric Konami releases that I feel like don't really get the recognition they deserve. The first product I'm going to feature is the Rainbow Dragon Effect Monster Ghost Misprint. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so you might be asking yourself, okay, I already know about this card, what's so special about it? What do people not know? Well, number one is where this card actually comes from, and number two, how hard it is to actually pull, how much money you have to actually fork into sealed product before you can pull this monster right here. A lot of people believe that this card comes out of the special edition Tactical Evolution blisters.
These packs are the packs that contain the Ghost Rare Misprint Chaos Neos Rainbow Dragon Normal Monster Misprint card.
This is the packs you pull the Rainbow Dragon Misprint out of.
These are the ones that have that tiny chance for the Ghost Misprint.
Unlimited pack of Tactical Evolution could contain the E-Hero as a Rainbow Dragon Misprint.
If you watched any of the openings on YouTube, you would know that these cards have so many issues, like for example dents. They literally have a whole imprint into the back of the cards. It was notoriously bad, and a lot of people know that that thing had so much quality control issues, and that's actually the main reason they attribute this misprint to those quality control issues and to that blister, right? Because they assume that blister has so many problems, this card, which also has a problem, should come out of there. However, I don't believe that that's the case, and the first case of evidence is me having around 200 to 300 packs of those blisters. I actually went about selling these blisters, and eventually someone did pull the ghost. It was a good friend of mine. His name is Anthony. He's actually a patron and a great supporter of the channel. I believe he bought like 10 packs or maybe 5 packs, and he pulled the ghost rare out of there. Immediately he messaged me and he's like, yo, I pulled the ghost. And I was like, no way, is it actually the misprint? And it was not. That is the first evidence that the ghost rare is not pulled from the blister packs. The second piece of evidence that I have is where the product actually got pulled. So I actually had a complete case of these second wave 2002 tins, and I ended up selling a bit of them. One of them was sold to a fellow Instagrammer called TentoFox. So he actually picked up one of these tins, and it was a Rainbow Dragon tin. He opened it up and he pulled this exact same card. As you can see, it is the Rainbow Dragon Misprint. I ended up buying it off of him, well actually trading. I traded an arm and a leg, because this is basically a pack fresh mint specimen of this card. It does have a print line, but I don't really care because I don't have plans of grading it. I actually wanted it for my binder. He pulled this exact same card right out of a Rainbow Dragon tin. You can actually see this card on his page with the tin that he opened. So shout out to you, TentoFox, for letting me actually own this card and opening this up by yourself, because obviously it takes a lot of guts, because these things are not cheap whatsoever. So the second, and in my opinion the biggest piece of evidence for why these three tins actually might contain the Rainbow Dragon and no other product will, is number one, let's take a look at the card itself. The Rainbow Dragon is misprinted with the picture of Chaos Neos from Gladiator's Assault. So keep this in mind, because we're going to take a look at the second piece of evidence, the release date of these tins in accordance with the release of Gladiator's Assault first edition. Alright, so the first date of release we're going to go over is Tactical Evolution Special Edition blister packs. The first date that they released in was September 12th, 2007. Gladiator's Assault, however, was released November 14th, 2007. Can you guess when these tins were released? November 15th, 2007. The blister packs had at least 2 months in between Gladiator's Assault and themselves, while these guys were released practically at the same time. You can even go as far as to say that they were printed at the same time in the same factory, and this could possibly be why there is a huge discrepancy in the misprint right here. I'm pretty much convinced by the first piece of evidence, but I just want to seal the coffin shut, make sure that there's no misinformation about this product, and I'm gonna present the last small piece of evidence. I don't think it's as big as these two that I just presented, but I do think it is important to corroborate kind of the whole theory behind where this card comes out of, and that's actually the release promo ads or posters or whatever you want to call them. I have the Gladiators Assault release poster that's handed out to hobby stores in order for them to hang up. And could you guess what's on the back of that Gladiators Assault poster? It is the advertisement campaign for these tins right here. To me, I think that's very clear evidence as to where this card comes out of. And to be honest with you, I'd be hard pressed to find evidence that speaks otherwise. So initially, for the past 2 to 3 years, everybody thought that this card comes out of the blisters. We already proved that that's incorrect, but what does it mean in terms of stats? So as of December 2021, you can get the special edition boxes or blisters for around $100 to $125. They all contain 2 packs each. This equates to around $50 to $60 a pack. And pulling an actual ghost share, which is speculated to be around 1 in 288 packs, combining those two together for $50 a pack multiplied by 288 packs, you're going to be looking at $14,400. I understand that that's an absurd amount, but realistically, that is the replenishing cost to put one of these again out on the market in brand new condition. This is really important to understand because when we get to this, it's going to go to a whole different level of insanity. These tins cost minimum $300 on eBay. $300 multiplied by how many packs are in there, which is 1. There's only 1 Tactical Evolution pack inside of these. You're talking about $300 multiplied by 288, which is $86,400 in order to replenish this card back on the market, brand new condition. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. You can now understand why this card fetches that high of a price. I mean, the difficulty is absolutely absurd. Honestly, that makes the chase so much harder for most misprint collectors. All right, let's summarize everything and wrap it up with a nice bow. I do not believe these cards right here come out of the blister cases. Why I do not believe so is evidence number 1, which is Rainbow Dragon corrected art was literally pulled out of the blisters. The second piece of evidence is the card itself was pulled out of these tins right here. The third piece of evidence is the release date for these products in comparison to Gladiators Assault, in which this picture comes out of. And the last piece of evidence is this product and this product sharing the same advertisement poster, the front and the back respectively. I mean, to me, it's very clear where this card comes out of, but if you're still not sure, you can present your own evidence and I'd be happy to look at it and readjust. Now, obviously, you can pull this right out of 1 tin, just like how you can pull the ghost share out of 1 box or 1 pack. Obviously, Tento Fox did it with just this 1 tin. But we're talking statistically, and you can clearly see now why this card fetches so much on the aftermarket and why it really never pops up for sale. It is extremely short printed, and to me, I'm very proud to have like a graded copy and a raw copy, especially one that comes out of like my own product. I'm very, very happy to have them. So yeah, that's basically all I have for you guys today. Shout out to Tento Fox, shout out to Anthony for both helping me acquire this data that I'm able to present to you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and hopefully you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.